So today what I want to do is talk about the quid pro quo principle when it comes to entertaining people and whether or not that entertainment is tax deductible or not. So people keep hearing everywhere that entertainment is not usually tax deductible. That's because in the majority of cases, entertaining someone who is not a member of your team, for example, a client or a supplier or someone in your network, is usually not tax deductible. But there is an exception, and that is when you look at the quid pro quo principle. So what the quid pro quo principle is about is it's a exemption to the usual ban on entertaining people in a tax deductible way. So what it means is if you take someone to dinner, if you invite someone to an event and they have an obligation to provide you with something of equivalent value to the cost of the event that you're providing or the dinner that you're providing, then actually that meal or whatever you gave them can actually be treated as a tax deductible expense. So that can be really useful. Quite often this can be something that happens in marketing where you invite people to a particular event and they have to give you something back in return, maybe as an audience, and they have to provide some kind of feedback and it's contractual to do that. Other times it might be where you actually take someone you know who's an advisor out to dinner and they give you free advice which you'd normally have to pay a lot of money for. So that can be another instance where you can then put the cost of that meal through the business. So it sounds like it's as simple as just coming up with an excuse for why you wanted to take that person to dinner, but what you've really got to do is just document some of this stuff, ideally via emails. So if you're inviting someone to dinner and you expect them to give you some kind of advice, then you should really have that in writing and have that expectation in writing, and then ideally maybe even have a follow-up email afterwards saying thank you, this is what I learned, these are the actions that we're going to take off the back of that advice you gave. So it's not purely about the letter of the law, it's about being able to demonstrate that you actually met the letter of the law. So the evidence in this case is really, really important. I'm going to do another video about what to do with non-tax deductible expenses, but I'm not going to do it now. But that's it. So not all entertaining is automatically disallowed.